You shouldn't say it on the internet. We're on YouTube.
Honey, why didn't you tell me
We
we
are
were
live.
going live? Are you trying to get me canceled?
We're already canceled.
We are?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We got canceled a long time ago.
How canceled are we?
We are as canceled as anyone is ever going to be in the history of cancellation. That was a fact.
I'm taking my vitamins.
Take your vitamins. You're gonna need them for this. The amount of lying that Pete Buttigieg, the amount of lying is gonna do here is gonna blow your mind. He is the spin master. I've never seen, outside of Nancy Pelosi, he might be one of the people I dislike.
Like talking about anything at all. And it makes me ask the question,
Petey, why you wanna lie? Why you always lying to me? Why you wanna lie? That's what it makes me think. What does it make you think when you see Pete Buttigieg do things and lie to the American people constantly?
Is the censor button right?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I got it.
No, I mean, it's just, you guys, Lord Benjamin doesn't swear. If you know him, if you've spent any time with him, you will notice that he does not cuss. So I'm in the kitchen, I'm fixing myself a plate of food, and he comes in and he says, fucking Pete.
You were way too slow.
What did I give you? Give you the setup. I did that.
What did I say?
He said,
Fucking.
you did. You failed again.
Do you have your other microphone on? Is that why I can hear it? What is your mic set on?
My mic isn't. You told me.
Did you mute your StreamYard? Because I definitely heard you drop that F-bomb.
Oh.
No, you didn't. See, this is what I'm
Oh,
talking
well,
about.
that's
You
your
don't
fault.
Listen. This is how you get canceled. Because you don't listen when I tell you to do things.
So the point is, Benjamin doesn't swear.
Yeah.
So when he came into the kitchen all mad, cussing,
I
was
said
like-
one curse word.
I was like,
I said
whoa,
one curse.
bro,
Yeah. Listen,
chill out. What's up? And he said, we got to talk about it. And I said, okay. What's up?
I said, put this in here, just like PDB. I'm not calling him by his
PDB?
name anymore. PDB.
BDB.
His name is PDB.
BDB.
His name is PDB. His name is PDB. I'm sorry, y'all.
listen, we got this.
We're having
we got this
so
new
much
mixer,
fun.
and this new mixer is absolutely ridiculous, and it's so much fun. This Monocaster, it's kind of dope. So we're gonna let me play you what we're dealing with right now and why I got so angry. Let me pull it up on the screen so you guys see it, because this is tragic how much this man is lying.
Magic.
Let's watch this fool in this interview.
Every time they see coverage of Washington. That's why Congress right now has an approval rating. Last time I checked was, I think, in the 20s. So we need to make sure that we highlight the things that are going right and continue to pay attention to the things that are going wrong, and lay out the plan and make clear who's trying to get progress and who's trying to actually solve those problems versus just use them to score political points. I mean, it was especially disappointing to see what happened with the border, right? You got congressional GOP.
So mind you, he just said it's especially disappointing to hear what happened with the border. He's a Democrat, progressive, and he's saying it was disappointing to see what happened with the border. Let's see what he means when he says that.
Well, and I
talked
just have to say, the first couple moments here, I already feel like he's been taking lessons from Kamala Harris. He might have just put a hex on us.
Wow.
Okay?
Let's see where it goes. Let's watch it. Let's see where it goes.
The border every chance they got. So you would think they would be interested in addressing it. And yet, when a bipartisan bill put together by one of the most conservative members of the Senate and Democrats working, negotiating, making tough decisions that both of their respective bases were going to have trouble with, came and hammered that out. It looked like there was going to be a chance to do something real with real resources at the border.
Now, who's
Who's the conservative that put together the bill.
I think there's some other people involved that were trying to do something. But the point is, probably wasn't a conservative, according to what we heard about that bill. If you are questioning it, go look at the bill, see how many people were allowed to come into, the spot during that situation, the amount of daily crossings allowed, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Just go look at what it would have codified as legal in the bill that they were trying to pass. Just
Yeah.
we're not gonna deep dive. We're not gonna take a lot of time with that. Just go look it up.
Let's just say real quick though, Mitch McConnell is the supposed most conservative senator.
Good old Mitchy Mitch. He's always
So
always-
that is another lie.
how's it always that guy? Anyways, let's see where he goes with this.
Only for Donald Trump, who's not even an elected official, to come in and kill it with the chill that he put on congressional Republicans. So yeah, we can either solve problems or we can have them be political footballs.
So the whole move to try to come up with something by the administration and obviously bipartisan, that didn't come until it became clear it was going to be a major campaign issue. And
Boom. Now, Petey is going to try to spin this and run it however way he wants to run it. But this whole thing is going to be an example of the Hegelian dialectic. Hegelian dialectic. I don't know how you say it.
I think you're making up words.
No, I'm not. Hegelian. And the point is, it's you create a problem, you solve it. You create a problem, you solve it. There are two topics we're going to touch on. One, the pandemic that shall not be named. I'm going to call it hat trick. The hat trick. The disease hat trick. That's what we're going to call it. And I'll talk hat trick is you get 3 goals in a row in soccer and cricket. Hat trick, 3. We'll talk about that. But in relation to this, what he's talking about right now with the border, Joe Biden did this. Everybody in the United States of America is very clear that when Trump was in office, whether you like him or not, this had slowed down. This is not like conjecture. Like they did interviews with people at the border who are saying, we know this dude Biden he's an Obama type dude. They're cool. They like us.
Yeah.
It's time to make the move. Like
That's
they were
that
waiting.
famous interview at the border where the journalist says, "Oh, did you, would you have come when Trump was president?" And he was like, "No." And then she was like, "Did you come because Biden was president?" And he was like, basically, and because my country sucks.
This is not like it's not rocket science. These dudes are lying. He's lying. And this is a problem that Joe Biden facilitated because weirdly enough, regular humans and law-abiding people as well as criminals follow the rules or they will play the game based on the way that the rules are being set up. So if you tell them that there's a way for them to pull an angle or a maneuver, they're going to take the angle of the maneuver.
And that I was literally just listening to something. Apparently there's an app you can get for your phone to file an asylum claim. So these people are getting told in, wherever they are, oh, fill out this app on your phone and show up at the border and we'll send you on in.
Listen. Okay.
Okay.
Cheryl Ann, this kid talks in circles and lies. Everybody lies. She didn't curse. I just wanted to do that. They never do that stuff. They never fact check. I will always vote for someone who tells the truth. I'm so sick of this administration pretending we the people do not know what is going on. We know exactly what is going on. They're definitely trying to destroy our country. Facts.
Yep.
I don't know how you can see it any other way. They're not dumb. They're doing these things on purpose. They know what they're doing. And this dude's a cornball. Let's continue. See what else. Kernan, I believe Kernan is an individual he's doing the interview with, starts to put the smack down. Pete tries to talk over him. I want you to see this thing. This is I love this because most people don't do this. He didn't let him interrupt him and keep talking. He was like, nah, I'll let you talk. Let me cook. Let me cook for here for a minute. Let me see where he tries to jump in. Pete tries to jump in quick.
I hear those
hold on. Let's be clear here,
Let me finish first. But every time we hear those talking points that suddenly it was Republicans who ruined the border, that's why people get so frustrated. We know what President Biden said about inviting people in.
Everybody knows that.
Oh my God. Do these people forget that the internet is forever?
Ever.
Did you just you've just gotten the massage treatment.
Oh my goodness gracious.
You just got the happy ending treatment.
Zero reach
You're
around.
used to that from the journalists.
Yeah, it's like people. It's like,
Journalist.
It's Trump's fault. The conservatives, the Republicans, and the
it's a lie.
Everything is big orange man's fault.
I have a meme. It's called Trump no Jutsu. Anybody who knows Naruto, is they have magic spells called jutsus. They do little hand signals like ninjas, and then like a magical fireball appears. And I call it Trump no Jutsu. Basically, no matter what the problem is, somehow it is related to Trump. This is the most This is the most influential man in all of the United States of America. I don't know how one guy can be this influential. And I'm being honest with you, because I remember when people were talking about Donald Trump like he was Jesus Christ and he was going to come back, and they had freaking photos photoshopped from the white halo on this man, freaking angels in the background. And I was like, bro, that's a bit, he ain't on JC's level. Calm down.
A little bit much.
He's not the one guy that's going to fix literally everything wrong with the government. But according to them, according to the progressives and Democrats, apparently he is exactly that powerful. He is one guy.
Yes, he is a mastermind and a moron at the same time, which I don't know how you can have that happen. Either he's like the world's biggest, best political genius
ever,
or he's a moron.
Canon 7D chess is what this man is playing. He is in
Which one is it?
He is in 8 different dimensions playing chess. If he's as good as they're saying he is, I've never seen someone, bro. If Donald Trump doesn't unalive an entire group of people in the next presidency or something, then I will be shocked. In the sense that they're telling us that he is literally the angry man with the mustache, and that he is that influential on the whole globe.
Yeah.
You're telling me he's that powerful. I don't think he's that powerful. I don't think he can do all.
What is Milei? Javier
Yeah,
Milei?
Javier Milei.
So apparently he's also the second coming of the Antichrist. Basically, anybody who is center or right, or even like mildly left, because let's be real, Donald Trump is not a Republican.
He's not a Republican.
He's
like a populist.
I wouldn't call him a liberal,
Like
right? He's a populist.
Middle ground,
exactly,
dude. Yeah, she said he's finally some truth. He said he's an absolute moron.
Oh my gosh,
it gets a little worse. Watch this part. This is what actually pissed me off, because this is the stuff about the grand grift that should never be named. Watch this stuff.
No,
right
Congress
now,
is never going Congress isn't running
have
for
economic numbers
for
that
president.
Is it my lying eyes that under Joe Biden we've had the most job creation in American history?
Yes,
the most.
It is absolutely a lie.
The most job creation. Okay.
Is it my lying eyes?
After the pandemic. Now, whether you like the vaccine or not doesn't matter. Joe Biden didn't develop that. I didn't take it, but whatever. So there's that. And if you like the CDC, if you look at what they're saying right now, some of the things I saw recently was that the reason that they're telling people to treat the grift that shall not be named, the reason they're telling people to treat it like the flu is because most people have either been vaccinated or have a level of immunity to it. Man, that sounds like, what is that called?
You probably still can't say it on social media, even though the CDC has come out and said to treat it like the flu.
What's a group of animals?
A herd?
Oh yeah. That is kind of like that.
Gaggle?
Is like that immunity.
Oh, gaggle immunity.
Yeah, gaggle. That must be what it was. It's definitely not that other thing people were saying. Probably definitely not that thing people were saying during the problem about what it was going to take to get us back to let's get back to work. Clearly, it's not that thing. Right?
That would get you kicked off YouTube.
Not to mention, anyways. So this dude is talking about that Joe Biden gets credit for what happened at the tail end of the event, because he wasn't the one in charge during the beginning and middle. So let me get this straight. if I was me and Erica, husband and wife, I make $100,000 a year, right? I like to put politics down to like house, family, like
Yeah. What is
bite-sized
simple
chunks.
terms?
Yeah. So if I make $100,000 a year, I have a midlife crisis, I sell all my stuff, go buy a Corvette, and I'm making $20,000 a year. It means I just lost $80,000 a year, right? Our family's in distress. We're not making the money we're supposed to make. It's a whole problem. Great, fantastic. After she yells at me, gets mad at me, turns my internet off, doesn't let me play PlayStation no more, nagged to death, I go back and get another job making $100,000 a year. Do you think she's going to celebrate about how wise and awesome her husband was for going out and making an 80,000% increase? Oh my goodness, he's never made that big of an increase in his income a day in his life. Or do you think she's going to go, well, of course he's making 100,000. He was making $100,000 before. He just went back to what he was doing before he acted like a moron. Do you see the parallel I'm trying to draw here?
Yeah.
I'm trying to make it really uncomplicated.
This is the thing, Benjamin. In our culture and our society, the way it is, how we have these bite-sized little whatevers and short attention spans and all of that other stuff. They presume that nobody's going to know, nobody's going to be paying attention, that they haven't that they're not terminally online like we are. So we've seen these people lie and make up statistics before. They're assuming that people are just going to read the cliff notes and move around. I mean, that's really what it is. And frankly, they're not wrong. Many Americans are absolutely 100% checked out from the political process, politics, culture, whatever is in the news right now. So
yeah,
I think they know exactly what they're doing.
Okay, let's see what else he has to say. It's freaking a filthy,
You're welcome.
disgusting lie.
Patricia Ann Howe, you are welcome for the show. Thank you for watching.
We'll do it for you. We'll do it for y'all. We'll do it for the fam. Let's see it.
Lying eyes telling us that unemployment and inflation are both below 4% and have been that way for the longest time in who knows when. Is it reality or is it spin? To point out the fact that manufacturing jobs are up under this president and we're down under the last president.
When we heard...
Is he reading cue cards? Look at how his eyes are above the camera.
Hold on, let me pull him back up.
Oh my God.
Stu's
I think
lying.
he's reading cue cards.
Stu's lying.
Look at his eyes are up and to the right. He totally looks like he's reading a cue card.
We has to be reading something because he should be getting washed right now. Let's see what else other nonsense he's saying.
I mean, if he can lie that easily.
Manufacturing jobs are up under Biden. For why? Not to mention when they talk about unemployment, one of the interesting things about that is like when you do numbers, because you can lie with statistics, right? Historic unemployment. Does it account for the number of people who've left the workforce during the pandemic, but should not be named, and are no longer seeking employment? Go look up the way they actually determine unemployment numbers, and you will understand the questions that I'm asking right now. Yep. It's not straightforward who has a job, who doesn't have a job. It also includes who's passed away. It includes people who are no longer seeking a job because they passed away or because
they've left the workforce because they didn't want to take a medical procedure that was untested,
experimental, and genetic editing. Some would say yada yada yada. So
what was it, like hundreds of thousands of medical workers were laid off.
Yep, brand new
officers,
brand new tradwives developed right under all that nonsense because that was not an expected outcome, right? So appreciate you too, Patricia. So this is the stuff that makes me angry. I know enough to know that I cannot take what they're saying at face value, and unfortunately for anybody who wants to say left, right, they both lie, but the left, man, oh my goodness gracious. Democrats and progressives will lie to your absolute face or say foolish things to your face and think that you're supposed to believe it. Nancy Pelosi's, we got to pass to see how much it costs. Okay? Do you understand? Like
that, and just
can't
to
trust
understand,
these people.
You guys, when Nancy Pelosi said that, what she was speaking to there is the fact that there is a fourth branch of government that we talk about all the time, the unelected fourth branch of government, the bureaucratic state, because because Congress does not actually write the rules. They just pass a law and then tell some other agency, some administrative agency, okay? So the legislative branch offloads a bunch of its responsibility to the administrative branch that is unelected to actually come up with the rules, which is how you figure out how much it costs. So they can never do better than an estimate to begin with.
Yeah.
They have no idea.
They have no idea. And I want to bring something up here because this is just like, I don't say things randomly. I did a lot of sales in my life. So I'm very acutely aware when someone's lying to me or trying to finesse me. It doesn't mean that they shouldn't use the techniques, but it means I know normally I can feel in my bones when someone's trying to put sold or pressure, right?
Yeah.
So evaluation, this is what I was taught in sales. This is literally a training book I have from a sales job I had. Numbers. Number one, you look at the numbers. 4 steps.
Ooh, all right.
Raw numbers. What are the facts? 2, determining meaning in the numbers. What does it mean? Right?
Okay.
So you start looking at things like historical data. Was, if we didn't hit our sales number, was there a holiday going on? What did we do last year? What was it? Did we run a promotion? You start trying to determine the meaning and do deep analysis of the numbers, but you got to start with the raw numbers.
The meaning
Oh my goodness.
of these numbers.
Amazing stuff, folks. 3 feelings, 3 celebrations, 1 helpful observation, and 4 action items. Here's the thing: when you watch people talk about numbers on television, half the time they skip the raw numbers and they don't even look at any of the data for the meanings. So, for instance, when you look at like all-time highs in the stock market, compared to what? There's more money in the world than there was before. So, what does that actually mean? More compared to? Are we adjusting for inflation and all the other things going on? Like, what are we actually talking about? It's like when people talk about box office numbers. Oh my goodness gracious, Avengers did more money than any movie ever. Are they adjusting for the population and the average number of people who go to the movie theater? What does that mean?
I think so, but maybe not. I mean, hey, statistics, and damn statistics, or whatever it is.
You can lie.
You can make numbers mean whatever you want.
You can twist and stuff. These dudes twist and shout, do the twist, all the twistiness. Pete Buttigieg. See what else he has to say.
Matters of simple fact.
When we heard for 3 years that the border's closed and it's secure, and Mayorkas said it's closed, and 7.2 million people have come into where our big cities have no idea how to handle this. And then you hear from the administration.
Joe, here's the thing.
This
is really important. This is really important. Okay, the common sense position, and the position that, by the way, a lot of moderates, Democrats, and moderate Republicans would always say, the kinds of things that you hear at the Chamber of Commerce in Indiana, where I come from, is that there ought to be more legal immigration and less illegal immigration. And yet,
wait, I'm gonna let him finish that.
Let
him finish this. I want to finish.
Are they
that's
saying
not what
that?
happened.
No,
The
let him
last
finish what he's saying. I want to hear
cut,
where this is going.
Yet when there's a chance to actually do that, that's not that there ought to be more legal immigration and less illegal immigration. And yet when there's a chance to actually do that, that's not what happened. The last.
Okay. I've had this question. I've had this question the whole time. Whenever we talk about immigration and numbers, how do you determine the numbers? Are now the numbers determined based on what is good for America, or is it based on what's good for people who are not from America and did not bleed and sweat for the country? My parents, the military, her parents, some of her relatives were ex-military. So I'm from Fort Hood. If your people didn't fight in any wars and didn't bleed or sweat in the ground and make America what it is, you're not owed the privilege of living here. And
is his suggestion that we should turn illegal immigrants into legal ones?
I don't know.
Because this is the thing. It's one thing if we change our immigration system, because last I knew, the United States processed about 1 million legal immigrants a year. 1 million legal immigrants, not asylum seekers, but immigrants, people who have to learn the language and learn our culture and the Constitution and all, and want to be Americans, right? So
and all this other racist stuff.
So what is his suggestion? That instead of like increasing, I don't know, just the context says, and I think a lot of Americans would say, yeah, sure, more legal immigration, as long as they're people who actually want to be Americans and are going to assimilate once they get here. But we can't turn illegal immigrants, people who are coming over just for
But first and foremost,
jobs.
who's saying that they need more legal immigrants? Who in America is saying, yeah, we need
people like Joy Reid, who says we need more brown people to pick vegetables and clean our toilets.
we have people here.
Or wait, was that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez who said
I
it
don't know.
that
It was a
crassly and
Democrat.
demeaned
It was
people
one of
who
them.
do manual labor?
I don't know, it was a Democrat,
I know
remember.
Joy Reid said it too, but all these Democrats, they demean manual labor.
No. No, what person who does math said it? They're Democrats and progressives. They don't do math. That's the question. What person is reasonable, looking at the economy, looking at the way things flow, and says, yeah, what we need is more people from another country. And the way to do that is to offer them all kinds of passes, money, credit cards.
Yeah, no, what we need to do
housing
is get
and all the
American
other things. Who said
citizens
that?
off of welfare and back to work. Because you and I both know there are plenty of people on disability or this problem or that problem
Yep.
and don't work. They're
Mhm.
on welfare. Oh, I got kids. I got what?
Yeah.
There's so much fraud in the system. You guys.
It's absolute foolishness. So the point is, like, he's saying everybody says it. I've never met a person say, you know, we need more. I've never met a regular person in my entire life who said, you know, we need more immigrants. A minute ago, people was having trouble finding jobs to pay what they wanted them to pay. At what point did people say that they needed more immigrants to compete with you for the same jobs?
They
I've never heard anybody say that.
That's what the crazy thing about it is. Every time the Dems talk about how we need these immigrants, they do it while demeaning the people.
Here's like, I don't even care.
And demeaning the
That's
work.
their business. The point is that before you even get to how they did it, says who? No one's saying that. Where's the evidence you need?
They're
more?
saying
no,
it. They're saying they need people to clean their
the point is you don't
toilets
have
and
any
to work in
evidence.
their
You don't have any
restaurants.
evidence to prove that you need more people in the United States. When you have places like Texas where we're having issues with freaking power grids and water, you have all these other places where we have people who are jammed into population centers, and there's places in America now popping up with bubonic plague. What you don't need more people jammed into LA, New York, freaking Austin, Houston, Dallas. I don't know where else people are jammed, whatever major population centers there are. You need people to go out and farm. You need people to go out and live freaking North Dakota or freaking Alaska or something.
You want food? We need people who know how to make food.
Those are people. Go over there. Spread them out. We do not need everybody living in New York City. That is absolutely stupid. Nobody's ever saying that, and that's exactly what they're going to do. I'm sorry. See what else this fool has to say.
Oh, goodness gracious. Petey.
Administration cuts legal immigration. And meanwhile, our economy is pulling people just as much as terrible conditions in Latin America are pushing people. And when there's finally a bipartisan compromise that would help address at least some of those issues, congressional Republicans couldn't get it done because Donald Trump, who's not even in elected office, killed it. That is a fact.
Oh, my God.
Donald Trump's policies kept illegal immigration down. That is a fact. I live in Texas. We have looked at borders. We've talked to people who work the borders, got friends that live on the border, all of the things.
That border bill was not a compromise. It was not a good compromise.
It is indisputable that his policies trickled illegal immigration. The problem had already been largely resolved because it takes policy as well as the physical structure to tell people, hey, man, really, you need to do this in an orderly fashion. What is this dude talking about, Erica?
I don't know if he knows what he's talking about. I don't know. I really, you hear these people talking, and it's always that question, are they stupid or are they evil? And I know, Robert says, oh, it's not, stupid. And he doesn't say they're evil either. This is all calculated. The thing I think that we always have to keep in mind is follow the money. Who benefits, who profits, who's getting something for this. And it's absolutely why the government should be as small as humanly possible. We need to defund the government, like for real, so they can't have this much control.
Jerry Zeller, they live where the money is in handouts. You won't see a person standing on the corner panhandling if that person doesn't get something to be there, just for starters.
Yep.
Absolutely. Here's the thing.
Yeah, you
I
don't see panhandlers in Gerald.
Okay, let me
see him in Austin.
I want to be raw about something. Let's be real. Everybody on this, you know, I'm probably telling you the truth. If you lived in a country and it sucked and you had to live there with your family and it was unsafe and you didn't really know what to do to fix that, you might jump a border, swim a moat, kick a gator in the face to get the freedom. Okay? You might do all of those things. Reasonable, understandable, not my problem. It sounds brutal, but when we have homeless people on our streets, when we have, I don't know if like in a place like Austin, Round Rock, I believe they said, like 2 out of 5 or 3 out of 5 kids, when school's not happening, deal with food instability. They don't have food at home. When we have child predators doing things, and we have actual issues of slavery taking place, and some of that is facilitated by what happens crossing that border, we have problems like that. Your problem in Venezuela, Peru, Ecuador, wherever you're coming from, is not my problem. I feel for you. But you're not my priority. My family is my priority. My home is my priority. If this house catches fire and next door catches fire, which fire do you think I put out first? If we can't eat and the neighbors across the street can't eat, do you think I'm going to go feed them before I feed my mom and my wife? No, that's not how that works. That's not how anything works. So it feels brutal to say it, but you have to start from a place of reason. And then we can talk about, once we're doing the reasonable things, now we can insert compassion.
Well, and people keep saying things like the United States, oh, we're the richest country in the world. We're the richest country in the world. We're probably also the most indebted country in the world. So if we're so rich that in a number of years, our interest is going to surpass the principal we're paying on our debt, things like that, when we're $33 trillion in debt, not including unfunded mandates of Social Security and Medicare, we're not rich. Okay. We're not rich. We're broke. We are bankrupt. And it's only because of freaking stupid monetary policy, the Fed, and scams that we haven't tanked. Like scams. Real talk.
Let's see what the rest PDB has to say on in the end of Biden's border unemployment, and PDB is a lying spin master. Let's see what else he's got to say here. I'm very curious. We're just listening to this raw with you guys. I caught the first snippet of it, and then we just ran it. So we're processing as we talk to you.
We'll see whether this moves the needle. I just think the American public just wants something that benefits them. They just don't want to hear.
So do we.
That what they see isn't happening in the sector. But we appreciate your time. And we'll be watching on.
He's trying. He was trying. He was trying.
Did you see how exasperated he was? He was like, I mean, the American people would just like something other than talking points. Oh, us too, he says.
Us too.
You're the one saying the talking points.
You're the guy.
What are you talking about?
Listen to me. I don't like being hyper partisan. But Democrats have had power in a lot of the areas that I've seen that have sucked badly. I lived in Cali. I lived in Vermont. I watched. Okay, I give you from our own experience. Democrats at work. We have a triplex. We offer below market pricing for housing. We have a triplex. We're offering it to a cop, to traveling nurses. These are things that Vermont, Burlington, was in short supply of. They needed these sorts of people. We have 2 of them in our building, right? So we're offering these things at prices that are not cutthroat. So we're not making all the profit we can. We're not slumlords. We live in a nice place. We also occupied part of the structure. So it wasn't a slum. The city got mad about some stupid thing dealing with permits where they had 2 different permits or documents about the housing and the structures and whatever. Was it a duplex? Was it a triplex?
Yeah, from
So
the
they
60s.
so on the 60s. So they err on the side of the city saying, "Oh, well, it's a duplex. Get rid of the unit. Spend money on permits to turn a triplex into a duplex." While we're in a scenario we don't have enough people, while we're in a scenario we don't have enough housing, we're in a housing shortage. They removed a unit. For what reason? No idea. They use government money that every time we defeated some particular part of their argument, they used our tax dollars to find another reason to bring us back into court to fight it, to fight it, to fight it. Till the Supreme Court literally said, yeah, this isn't really legal the way they're doing this, but we like it, so we're gonna do it. Just gonna accept it. That is when we decided
That's democratic leadership.
that is democratic leadership. Doing stupid stuff because you want to, even though it hurts you financially, hurts the people around you financially, and overall has a worse outcome for everybody involved.
Yep.
These people are not morons. They're educated. They understand college. This is not a matter of stupidity. They care more about whatever their principle is that they're trying to express, whatever it is, than they do about the actual ramifications of the decisions that they make on the people that they're supposed to be serving. Because they don't care about serving, they care about leading and controlling you.
That's right. This is literally this whole idea of equity. This is what equity looks like. Everyone's life sucks. So instead of there being like, upper middle and lower class, now everybody's just lower class.
I'm so irritated right now.
So
I want to.
So now it's like now thanks to government intervention for a virus that shall not be named, we have more wealth inequality in this country than ever.
Let's see. How many
Don't make me use progressive talking points to prove what a bunch of buttholes you progressives are.
Let's take a look at something.
I mean, literally, progressive policies are the antithesis of what they say they want. Is that what the Hegelian dialectic thing was?
The Hegelian dialectic is creating a problem, then solving the problem.
Oh, you solving the problem you created?
Or
yeah,
creating a problem for somebody else to solve.
Dems.
Yeah.
There you go. Classic.
Let's see.
All right.
The number of active business owners in the United States plummeted by 3.3 million or 22% over the crucial 2-month window from February to April 2020. The drop in business owners was the largest on record, and loss was felt across nearly all industries and even incorporated businesses. That was Stanford. I'm trying to find out how many businesses permanently closed forever. Oh, in recent years, that was April 2021, 8.5 according to study. What was COVID's toll? 200,000 extra closes pandemic's first year, 2021. That's what they're saying. I'm trying to find something that gives you a total amount of closed businesses permanently. And here's
what
the thing.
Was it?
I don't remember. I can't. None of them are giving me direct numbers of the exact. But here's the one thing I'll give you. Let's take Ibram Kendi. I'm sure Pete would like Ibram Kendi. He's probably a fan of Ibram. Ibram is the guy that wrote How to Be Anti-Racist. Guy, braids, black dude. Everybody's a racist based on the outcome. Basically, it doesn't matter what you're doing, while you're doing it. The outcome of your actions determines whether or not an idea or concept is racist. Okay, great. I'm big on let's just go with your line of logic and apply it to you and the things that you're doing. Everything Democrats and progressives have done have been bad just about
For everybody.
for everyone, including the minorities that they say they're trying to assist.
Yeah.
The actions they're taking are actually causing more racism.
Actually, in fact.
When I was a kid, we did not deal with the level of racial conversation we're dealing with right now. And I lived in a very diverse place. And I've been to schools that were all white, and I've been to schools that were all black. I've been in all kinds of schools. I moved all over the country. I have never dealt with the foolishness or felt the way I feel around people of other races and having to be concerned about how I'm moving and how they're moving. I have never had to do it as much as I have to do, as much as I have.
I
recent
literally never thought about it until like Black Lives Matter protests. which I guess that's what they say. Like, oh, you have white privilege because you don't think about it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess so, except for the fact that I'm in interracial marriage.
I think it's more like
I'm in an interracial family.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, some of my relatives aren't white.
Yeah, Mexican. Got Mexican in-laws. It is what it is. I got Puerto Ricans, it's whatever. The stuff is wild. Stuff is stupid and it makes me angry. We're going to wrap this up real soon. If you guys got questions, comments, throw them in because we're going to jump out here. It's hot in his room. I got a jacket on. Erica's cold, so I'm hot. It is what it is. She's sweating. Oh,
no,
you're sweating
I'm
now?
sweating. That's why I
Probably
just sent
change-
you a
probably
private
change
chat.
the
I was like, I'm dying over
Got it.
here.
The state
wait, you know what? I
invites
have a
people-
hair clip. You guys, I was trying to leave my hair down because I'm cuter, but it's
Oh my
hot.
God, you're the cutest.
Oh, I'm growing my hair out. Now I
cutest.
remember why I cut it off.
Oh my God. The state invites people to a state that already has a problem
Mm.
and tell all the residents, taxpayers, there is a problem. We need to build more houses.
Yeah.
The average person has common sense. You aren't moving to live on the streets. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I love it. That's why I love what's happening
Mhm.
in Chicago. I love what's
Oh,
happening.
no,
I love
this-
what's happening in New York.
No, my favorite is that we have professional victims who have been hired by the state of Vermont, the city of Burlington, various other agencies to tell white Vermonters how they're all a bunch of racists.
Money.
And then they encourage more not white people to move there. So this is what's so weird is they're like, we want more not white people here so that we can be diverse and whatever.
Okay.
But if you come here, be careful because all the white people are racist and they hate you. And it's like,
That's wow. That's
what?
Also, and this is not to be mean, this is like a legitimate question. Why do you want more people of a different color to show up? Like, what is the benefit to you to do that?
I mean, there is a benefit.
What is it? I'm being that. What is
No,
the benefit?
In all sincerity, I do really like living. For example, I love living in Central Texas because there's so many different kinds of people here. So
Yeah.
you get the food,
So it's moral.
the culture.
So moral. You're talking about moral. I'm talking about like
Oh,
objective financial, what the state's supposed to be concerned about.
does it matter? Oh, do you mean does
Does-
skin color, genitalia, or sexual preference
is-
actually determine economic
Yeah,
outcomes?
Is the diversity going to somehow help with your health care, your education?
Mm,
Does it do something tangible that people who,
hard
like-
telling, not knowing, I guess.
if anybody in the chat could please let me know, and I'm not even trying to be a joker, I'm being dead serious. If it's a thing that like increases economic stability or something like that,
Diversity
cool.
is our strength.
Listen, but that's a great slogan. But where are the stats? I want to know what, like, based on what? I want to know
My
based on what,
feelings.
and that's the problem. A lot of it just sounds like it's based on people's feelings.
See, that was me doing like an interpretive dance.
It has you been. It's not based on.
Feelings. Feelings.
That's what it is. Anyways, we can go all day.
Aren't you guys glad you came today? You got
We
a
didn't
little
have-
singing, you got a little dancing, you got a little swearing.
No, you got a lot of dancing. Freaking Pete Buttigieg up there, freaking jumping around. That
Doing a
boy
little-
up there tap dancing.
like that.
Yeah,
Biden.
that was he
Biden
was
pulling
doing.
the strings, or actually, no, probably not Biden pulling the strings. I really wonder if we're ever going to find out who is actually in charge right
China,
now. Because
Russia.
it's not that.
It's China.
Could be Xi.
It's China, and it's
Hey, Joe Biden.
it's the shadow, the deep
Do
state.
what I say.
Probably.
I'm
You know
sending
what?
another spy balloon. Don't shoot it down. Thank you.
My gosh. We're not even gonna get into all that. That is, he's a freaking clown.
How about see that? I didn't do a very bad accent. I was trying not to be
Is
totally
that supposed
racist.
to be? Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're gonna skip that. We're not
Because
because all I can think of is Team America and Ronry. But so I'm not. We're not
Yeah.
gonna. So
I'm so lonely,
I'm not. We're not doing that. There's a
Yeah.
bunch of them. We're not gonna do it. Anyways, the point is. But then again, I mean, they got their own police force here. They got their own truck manufacturer. We're not even getting it.
Oh,
Maybe it really
Lord.
is China that's
Lord
running
have
things. Who
mercy.
freaking knows? Anyways, we didn't even mean to be on this long. We just want
He
to talk
said
about
5
Pete.
minutes.
I said 10.
He
but
said 5 minutes.
but I'm sorry. I apologize. It's so stupid. Everything they say is so stupid.
It's stupid.
And they think you're dumb. and they think we're dumb.
Yes.
And if you take anything that
definitely
they're
do.
saying, and as Robert says, follow the money. One thing, you follow the money, but two, just break it down to like, if this was your house,
Mhm.
if you had a budget and you couldn't pay your bills and you just kept getting more credit cards and more credit cards and more credit cards, would you be considered fiscally a responsible person, or would
No.
you be a dirtbag moron who doesn't pay your bills?
Well, I mean, I don't want to be too judgy.
I'm being very judgy. If you're literally been in debt for as long as you've been in existence,
and you're just running up debt because you're just running up
and
debt,
you just and
'cause
you
just want
listen,
stuff.
and you proactively choose not to be on a budget and have any kind of a surplus.
I don't want to pay my bills. I don't want to be responsible for the commitments that I've made. No.
That's our government. And then they steal from
No.
us, and they take
Wait.
money that was earmarked for one thing and they move it
Wait.
to another project because we've forgotten that money was earmarked for a certain thing. This is our government.
I need the voice.
Okay.
Oh my God. I want stuff. And I don't want to pay for it. Baby, you don't have to make the voice when the thing is making the voice. I have to make the voice and keep it. Makes it even weirder.
I'm sorry.
Give me stuff.
We
Oh,
apologize.
you messed it up.
We apologize. Anyways, we got to get out of here. It's hot. I'm sweating.
It was
My
really
jacket
hot.
is fly, but it is definitely not cool. Temperature wise, is not breathing in here. Okay, you see this? Is that hard? I'm working for y'all. Hold on. Let me see if we can get the close up. Get the 4K.
How dewy you
See
are.
that? See the
Do
dew?
you want me to focus
Do
you
you,
up, babe?
do you see the condensation? That's for y'all.
You're not sweating. You're
I'm,
dewy.
I'm misting.
You're
I'm
dewy.
glowing.
You're
I'm
dewy.
glowing, glistening. And
Glistening.
fury and outrage is what it's infuriating. As a person who does not want to talk about the government, I'd rather be talking about, look at my background. There's a Tekken controller back there. There's Bruce Lee's freaking camera. Captain America's a Spawn.
You got a monkey with a
There's
gun.
a monkey with a pistol in his hand. A monkey who might be wearing a flag with a pistol in it. A bunch of knives. I want to talk about movies and whether or not Dune 2 was awesome and why Madam Web was garbage. I want to talk about how anything that has a Spider-Man character but no Spider-Man is pretty much bad outside of maybe Venom, and how Disney can't seem to make good movies and make things that we find entertaining. So now, because there's no other entertainment on the internet and because everybody else is stupid, all we can talk about for entertainment purposes is the news. Our entertainment is politics, politicians who lie all the time, Pete Buttigieg in the news. Whether or not Joe Biden can walk upstairs. We're not even betting on sports anymore. We're betting on whether or not the old dude will fall down in this quarter. This is life in 2024. It is an absolute clown show.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, have a good night.
Oh, jeez. I'm so angry right now.
Thank you for joining us.